Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we are going to be playing with a fire deck here, and this was a pretty cool idea. So I took all of the fire cards that I felt would sort of fit into a deck together, and I put them in the same deck, and we're going to have a fun themed deck here. So of course we have the Dragon and the Fire Elemental, Meteor, Inferno, Phoenix, Unchained Demon, Spiked Statue, and I did put in the Dark Angel, although later on I remove it, I think. The Dark Angel sort of seemed like it might have fire in it. I don't know, it has an interesting, maybe it's not quite fire, but it does sort of have an interesting aspect to it. The Mage seems like it has fire, but I just didn't quite want it in the deck, I guess. So yeah, I did not put the Mage in the deck, but pretty much everything else that I think has fire related is in the deck. So this deck was kind of an interesting challenge to play with. Just more of a random assortment of cards than anything, but there were still some cool ones in here. As you can see here, waiting for that Fire Elemental to just line those cards up. In this match, I was taking a pretty good beating early on, but I managed to sort of regain control of the map here. The Metamorph, just always such a good card in terms of potentially turning around a match, assuming your opponent doesn't have lots of skeletons or archers. And the Fire Elemental is just a card I've been really liking again lately, especially with the Meteor. I was having so much fun with it in the all-in game mode because you can just really smash down your opponent with those cards. And of course, I mean, they were trying to get a Reaper out in this match, and there was like no way. You can see my cards, I was not letting them get a Reaper played. I mean, come on. Double Infernos in my hand, Spike Statue, Meteor, and Dragon. There's no way they're getting a Reaper to my castle. There's no way. They're not getting it. So this got interesting though, because then they put out a Dragon here, and they have a health advantage on the castles if this goes to overtime. And they have a reasonably sized Dark Angel there, so I was really thinking I need to just focus down that Dark Angel because I can push things back with my Dragon, which is what I do. And then I Metamorph a Dragon, which is huge, really huge in terms of regaining momentum in this match. And at that point, that was pretty much the turning point. I would argue was right there where I managed to get the Dragon, Metamorph the Dragon. Because if I hadn't, they probably still would have had control of bottom lane, and it would have been really dicey. This was a pretty tricky match, but you can see here we get the Dragon out. Did they have Meteor themselves? They might have had something, but at this point I was just really raining down the heat on their castle, understanding that I needed to just really put the pressure on, and that is what I did here. And they didn't have any more dragons, I guess. So that was that, and that wrapped up that match. Good win there, I thought, for this challenge. So then at this point, I decided I was looking at the deck, trying to see what cards I could change to potentially make it better. And I end up looking at the Demon and realizing that maybe I should swap it out for the Dark Angel, because maybe the Demon has flames with its ability, so perhaps it's really more of a fire card than the Dark Angel is. So I put the Demon in here, and I put 2 demons in the end to try and lower the overall average mana cost slightly. So the Demons, very useful actually, very useful cards. And I knew that I'm very familiar with that card. And they have a lot more general utility against different sorts of cards my opponent might play. So I was just trying to be aggressive with a lot of these cards, because that's often how I have to kind of be with decks I'm not super familiar with, because I don't know how much like room I do or don't have to kind of you know, for error. So I have to often be a little more aggressive. And I was trying to really play the Unchained Demon straight into spots where I thought it might lose, because, or at least like do damage, but lose, because when the Unchained Demon is out there, it makes it so hard to play anything else. So I was kind of just trying to trade it into either my opponent's castle or straight into another card or stack of cards. And right here you can see, because it was at their castle, they were forced to actually get rid of it, because if they just leave it alone in a lane, it kind of prevents me from playing anything. So I want to force them to have to get rid of the Unchained Demon, and luckily it did a fair bit of damage there, and with those fire elementals that was able to finish it off. So that was pretty good. One more win for the victory chest. And I pretty much had to get some mana rituals in here, because the dragon is just, otherwise it's kind of too difficult to get out there. I do like the overall utility of certain cards in this deck, especially the Spiked Statue and the Fire Elemental. Obviously, those are in one of my normal decks, so I felt very comfortable having them in this deck. And this person really going at me with the skeletons, so I was just trying to get rid of them, which luckily I had the cards to do. This deck has very good counters to a Skull Queen deck, so I got lucky in that aspect for sure. Even the demon is not the worst, because it can take out like 3 or 4 skeletons pretty easy. So that little spam though with the Boneyard can be kind of devastating with a Skull Queen, because sometimes you don't feel like you can expend a full card on it. And I didn't want to use my Unchained Demon, because it would have put it like back at my castle, and then I would have been unable to play something for a while. So again, really just trying to play the Unchained Demon only straight into a stack of their cards, or straight like towards their castle, because if I play it by itself back by my castle, it prevents me from playing anything for like way too long. And this was an interesting situation, but I decided the dragon was the best course of action, especially having things that can just go right over them to their castle. And at this point, they were done. Double meteors, they're done. GG. And that concludes that. So now we have the victory chest. Let's see what we've got inside. We do have an epic card. It is the Black Knight, which is one of my cards I was trying to upgrade, so that's very good. For the most part, I'm not still trying to upgrade cards in my main deck, but you know, if it comes along, I'm not going to refuse it, so. But it doesn't make any sense for me to spend money at this point upgrading cards, because it's like, well, they're not updating the game. So, you know, it doesn't seem like a very strong long-term investment. Yeah, so. But I'm still trying to have as much fun with Castle Crush as I can, especially since I have all the cards. It's like, why not? So I clearly was not sure what to do right here. You could see with the Unchained Demon out there, it was just preventing me from really playing a lot, obviously, but I still managed to stay in this match because they didn't really have anything that was doing a lot of damage to me. So, and of course, just delaying them still benefits me because I can get the dragon out there. So that is also an advantage with this deck. And obviously the choice is to play the dragon over the Unchained Demon. Although I probably could play the Unchained Demon going straight at their castle from midfield because, you know, it's decent, but I still wanted to focus on the dragons over anything else. And nice play by them with the Ice Elemental, but I had the counter, and that's going to do it for this match. One more dragon, but it's over. And this was a fun challenge. I really enjoyed the fire deck challenge just because there were some fun cards in there, like the Elemental, the Dragon, Meteor, the Demon, and of course Metamorph, always fun card, and Spike Statue, one of my favorite sort of versatile counter cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, so leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to my channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.